Hi everybody! So it has been a minute since I've done like a face-to-face with you guys, and so I figured that's what we do for this video. I've had a lot of fun doing a lot of the processes and how I create some of my best-selling things. So if you're interested, feel free to check those out, links below. But for this video, because it's been so long since I've done a face-to-face, I figured I would do a walkthrough because I was looking, you know, through my videos and stuff, and I've noticed that it's been at least a year since I've shown you guys my pottery studio, and a lot has changed and things have been added, things have been moved, a lot of shelving added actually. So I figured now would be a great time to go through and I'll explain what's changed and why I changed it, kind of how that's affected the layout and how that's helped me in my creation process, and yeah, just kind of give you a little studio walkthrough. Let's go. Hi, so you guys can see this is a pretty decent space. It's actually a pretty big garage. It's a 2-car garage, so we usually just park one car right about here, and then the other side is obviously devoted to the studio. So I'm just gonna go step by step and kind of show you guys the whole studio and the whole space. Also, I did just get done with a launch, so my studio is a little bit messy. I'm working on finishing up a custom as well. So, you know, everything's not as spotless and clay-free as I'd like it to be, but I figured I'd show you guys anyways. So the first part of this tour is my kiln. So I have a very small glazed tech kiln, which is really nice. I am working on getting a bigger one. However, this kiln is awesome because it actually uses the electricity that my house has. So we didn't have to do any rewiring or anything like that. However, to go forward and get a bigger kiln, we'll actually have to rewire some stuff. So we're still kind of in the process of that. So this is my little kiln named Ash. And I believe he's about 4 or 5 years old now. Still pretty good shape for that, you know, constant firing and stuff. And you can see my studio helper was wandering around as well. That's Katerina, and she's usually out here with me while I'm working and stuff. She has her own little blanket, and so while I'm throwing pots or whatever, she gets to hang out too. But anyways, so yeah, it can go up to cone 10. It doesn't hold a lot, so usually my stockings tend to be kind of small, but it also makes it easier for doing glaze tests and lusters and things like that, where I don't have as many pieces that go through that process, so it is a lot nicer for that. But I am working on getting a bigger kiln. So this is a new addition. It goes, as you can see, pretty high, and then goes all the way down to the floor. I use most of the 10-gallon buckets for reclaim and stuff because I use so many different clays. However, I do have a few, like this one right here. This is a liner glaze that I use most frequently with all my stuff. That's been food tested and stuff like that. We come over here. As you can see, as I said, I am kind of in the middle of doing a custom. Some plates that have been glazed and are just drying. I usually let them dry for about 24 hours before I put them in the kiln for a glaze firing. On this part of the shelf, I have my damp boxes, and so this helps keep my clay drying at a normal regular temperature and humidity, so that they're not drying too fast or too slow. I've got some more of those custom order pieces in here, just drying. I think one of them needs a little bit more paint and to be carved, but yeah, that just kind of holds them and holds the moisture level till I'm ready for them to be able to go dry out and be bisqued. We have my kick wheel. So this is the wheel that I've been using for a large majority of my pottery career. Unfortunately, now since I've got the new electric wheel, it doesn't see as much love as it used to. I do occasionally do trimming and painting on it, and then I do use it for my Renaissance fairs when I do those, when, you know, we're having them. Over here we have my wedging table, my clay. This is a scale, so I can make sure that I'm using the right amount of clay. I'm trying to get more consistent with my pieces and things, so that's what I found helps the most for getting most consistent pieces, is to use about the same amount of clay every single time you're throwing, with the various shapes that you're making, whether it be mugs or cups or anything like that. So this is the area that you probably see the most of in my videos. Here's my wheel, and then I have this shelf where I store the clay I'm not using, and then I store like my various bowls that I need for the different clays. As you can see, there's a brown one right here for brown clay, there for the red clay. I'm using my white clay right now, so that's what bowl I'm using and what's in here. electric kettle, which is super handy because in the winter and stuff, it's actually started getting pretty cold here and really rainy and stuff. So it's been really nice because I can just fill it full of water, heat it up, and then I have fresh throwing water that's not so frigid to throw with. So yeah. And then we've got my Thomas Stewart. So as you can see, it's very covered in clay right now. I'm kind of in the process, like I said, of doing a custom set. So we've got, you know, the trimming thing, and then we've got all the trimmings and also some mess from throwing. So and then we'll go over here to this shelf. So again, water, super handy when you work in a garage that doesn't have any heat or any running water. So I actually do have some water. I do use it for my glazes and stuff too, to like rehydrate things. But then I also use it for cleaning when I can't have the hose attached outside. So we got that, and then this is where I keep all my bats, so I can just grab them when I need them, stick them on my wheel, throw, and we're good to go. And then I usually store my underglazes and my glazes on this shelf as well. My underglazes, it's really important to have them over here because usually I'm taking the pieces off the bat and using the underglazes about the same time. So it's a pretty seamless process because then I can just go put the bat back after I'm done trimming the piece, and then I can go ahead and get the underglazes I need to continue decorating, painting, doing the sgraffito, which a lot of my work does have sgraffito technique in it. And I do have a couple of sgraffito videos if you're interested that are also available on my channel. And then this is probably my favorite part of the studio, is this storage system right here. This keeps me sane and helps me keep my tools in the right place. I know sometimes people have watched my lives and stuff when I do them, and they're always kind of laughing at me because I'm misplacing my tools all the time. So this has definitely helped me to have a place to store them. So I usually have all my throwing stuff in this one, trimming stuffs in this one, kiln cones, sanding things in these ones. So it's kind of all part of the process. Throwing, trimming, sanding, glazing process. And then on this side I have all my lustering, which is pretty much the last part of the process that I do occasionally with my pieces. Not all pieces get lusters, but I do have quite a few that do. So I have my lusters, and lusters have to have their own brushes. So I have drawers. This drawer is for my mother of pearl. This drawer is for my silver and gold brushes and stuff. And then I have like my face masks and stuff for when I am doing the lusters in these ones. But as you can see, I forgot to put the face mask after I was done lustering away. So it's right there hanging. Really quick, I forgot to mention this is Turi. Turi was named by my followers on Instagram. And anyways, Turi's job is to filter through the air. It's actually an air purifier that has a HEPA filter in it, and so it keeps all the clay dust from getting too crazy in my studio. And I mean, I do a lot of mopping and wiping down and stuff, but this is just that extra added safety, so that it's safer working in the studio. You see there's a shelf back here. This is where I keep pieces that didn't sell or pieces that need to get picked up still. I usually have the pieces at the very top or ones that didn't make it or have some kind of defect or something. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with them, so they're kind of living up there for now. And then anytime I have like stuff that doesn't sell, I usually stick it over on this shelf. And yeah, and then I have this table right here. This is usually where I do obviously my packing and shipping. Like I said, I did just get done with a restock in my shop, so I do have some packages that need to go out, and then I just got done packaging. And I also tend to use this for my lustering and stuff too, because lustering takes a while, so I usually have to sit and hand paint them with tiny little brushes. So it helps to have like a separate table. Lusters aren't very fun to work with, so having them on a separate table where they're not going to get into the rest of my pottery is an ideal setup. Let me know if you have any more questions, or if you would like to know anything in particular. I was thinking about doing a video specifically on how I run the studio and use the studio in the winter. So if you're interested in that, feel free to drop a comment and let me know, because I think it'd be really helpful for people who tend to work in colder climates. And just some tips and tricks that help me when I'm in a garage that doesn't have any heat. Kind of stuff I do to make it work, So, and Rena is making a bunch of noise in the background. Hopefully that's not too distracting. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed my studio tour. And then we do have a Patreon, which gives you lots of details, lots of extra breakdowns. You also get first access to shop updates and things like that when I do them. And yeah, just lots of goodies if you're interested in that and supporting the art I do here. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the studio tour. See you in the next video. Bye.